Well, hey there. Centric here. Getting ready to do a little painting tonight. But uh, I'm gonna switch up a little bit. I don't know that I'm gonna get to do any mechs tonight. We'll see how things are going. I got a few very small, very small pieces that need a little quick paint job for Wednesday's D&D game. So thought I would give that a shot. See if we can do at least a decent job before the night's over on each of them. All right, okay. Grab a few things there. Little paint handles. All right, I need more tack. All right, so anyways, that's the where we're going to start. But before we get in there, I want to share a few things here with you as well. First, non-painting related item. Night, kiddo. We got some new dice today. Ooh, pretties. The D20 Collective had a sale going on, and so I picked up a couple of sets. Personally, I think these are super cool looking. They're just, I mean, they're subtle, but pretty. You know, they're not like in your face, but they're neat looking. So that was a cool set. That was the more expensive of the two. And then second is these here. And these are going to go in the dice box. If I can remember where the heck I put the dice box. It's probably up top here, but if I'm going to open it. So anyways. I just thought these were cool looking. You know, I just like that, orange kind of sparkly thing. I thought they were really cool. And I'll take it. But anyhow, just wanted to share because I like sharing goodies, and especially for things that from places I like. This is not a sponsorship. I'm not getting paid anything for promoting. Here you go. D20collective.com. These are the Cataclysmic After Images, the name of this set. I don't remember what the other set's name was, and I threw away the receipt. But doesn't matter. If you get a chance, check them out. Totally worth it. Good dice, not crazy expensive. I mean, don't get me wrong, they have some really expensive options, but they usually have some stuff on sale too, and they're local here in the States, so you're not doing one of these things where you're like, great, I got like this huge deal. I got a whole bunch of dice for like $10, but now I'm paying $25 in shipping, which personally to me, that annoys the shit out of me. I hate that. Yeah. So other than that, I actually started doing some 3D printing again. I had a couple of projects I wanted to, and I'm just going to share them. First, I got this guy here. Obviously, they're not fully cleaned up or anything. They're cured, cleaned, but, obviously there's plenty of problems there that need to be, trimmed. I got this one. It's Don Quixote, if you're not familiar. It's a literary character. If you ever heard, tilting at windmills, things like that, that's Don Quixote. And I used to love the story of Don Quixote. I loved the musical Man of La Mancha. Very good stuff. I used to sing that like at the top of my lungs while I was running to school when it was like in this 8th grade. But the only thing I kind of bummed out about this one is it didn't come with any sort of a pedestal to stand it on. So I've reached out to the artist to see if he has a different version that has that, or if I just got to build one. If I got to build one, I can. I mean, use some green stuff and a base I can print out, and we're good to go. Now, next here is, these are some items from Mammoth Forge Miniatures. Longtime fan of theirs. my membership then. This is an old one. This is an old set. It's can't think. It's the Blood Tide. I think the name's longer than that, but Blood Tide is kind of the basics of it. So these are bases here, obviously. Obviously. And one of the things that goes with, and I may try to sneak this guy in next week if I get a different project finished, a nice aboleth, which pretty freaking cool if I were to say so. I believe that guy goes down in here. I gotta remember, I'll have to look for the bases. Then these guys, I can't remember what they're called. They're like the ancients, I think. They're kind of get like a siren thing going. You know, and they're going to obviously take a lot of cleanup. I tried doing one of these once before, and I just broke the hell out of it because these pieces are a little fragile, and I was not. It was very early on when I was kind of doing the 3D printing thing, and I just plucked that sucker the wrong way. Let's see. Oh, I forgot these guys are here. I got a few more guys. I'm not going to show their bases because they're just generic bases. Oh, wait. Bert. See, king of organization here. One more Mammoth Factory one. This was just a bonus piece. It is a baby owl bear with a Santa hat and a candy cane. So I thought that was cool. I'm going to try to paint it up, and if I like it, I might make a bigger one, like a good chunky one, and do a big, for decoration. Next, these guys. God, what was the name of the? They were part of a contest on my mini factory that I have not. I haven't painted them, obviously. I'm not even 100% sure I'm going to enter them into the contest, and I'm trying to find where the freaking name of them was, because they were free. They were all just, free to go, and they're neat miniatures. I like them. I don't know if they're for a specific game or just something they tried to, that they're doing, but I like them. Dang. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I'll hunt them down and find out. But either way, I thought they were really cool, and I wanted to share them. I'll get that and get that in the Discord. But you got kind of a, and I mean, honestly, you could probably use some of these guys a little bit in like a Warhammer 40K, which I think is what they're kind of designed for. Not really for a standalone game, I don't think. But you got kind of, this guy's got kind of a Chaos Space Marine thing going. Big serrated blade and a kind of wicked looking gun. I thought he was kind of cool. This one, it's got kind of a space dwarf jam going on. Again, kind of cool. Now, and remember, I haven't cleaned these up, so forgive any of the ugly marks and stuff. And then this guy, kind of a, alien thing. It's got kind of a Tyranid sort of vibe to it, so. But I thought they were cool. I thought they looked cool. So I figured, I'd print them out and we'll see what I do with them. And finally, last but not least, my most disappointing print in the way it turned out. But at the same point, I'm excited about it. And here we have a Marauder. Boom. It's in 3 pieces. It's not supposed to be in 3 pieces, but a couple of pieces broke. And I don't know how much of that was intentional and how much of it is just, we do that just to, to make it, functional so you can do things. I don't think it was, the gun I think might have been intentional, but the leg definitely wasn't. It definitely broke off there. And you can see here just the weirdness. These are the supports. And apparently they were just packed a little too close together. I didn't do a good enough job making sure they weren't. So I got like these huge chunks hanging off the bottom of the feet. And I mean, it's possible. Actually, no, I don't think they're intentional because this one just kind of weirds out. So I'm gonna have to take the old Dremel to it, but I'm not gonna do that here because that's a messy, noisy thing that has to happen in my garage. So, anyways, just wanted to kind of share some of the cool things up and coming here. Now, if things go the way I want them to, they may be a couple weeks out, uh, because I'm trying to get something else printed for a one-shot I'm running next week for D&D. I'm going to be more of kind of a werewolf theme thing going on. So if I can get those worked on, then that'll be what'll I'll be working on probably this weekend and into next week's session, just because I want to get them done because I think it would be just a cool thing. We're doing kind of a horror themed night, because day after Halloween and everything. So yeah, that's where we're at. So okay, can I get things kicked off here? I'm gonna get my little tiny guys here. Holy crap! I think I got enough. All right, all right. Get it out. Some of the there we go. Museum putty. This stuff, I don't remember the brand on this one particularly. I'll have to. Actually, I don't have the stuff anymore because I threw it out. But I bought it because I was told this was kind of a good way to go. And sure enough, I used it, and then I put it back in the bottles because I used the pill bottles and they're airtight. It really preserves them pretty well. A little bit of stretching and working them, and they're right back to functional. A little warming them up that way. I've yet to have a problem when doing that. So when I do it properly, don't rush it and try to make it work right out of the gates. You gotta stretch it. That's the key. But yeah. So I've been watching some videos. I watch a lot of painting videos, because I know there's always room to improve, right? New techniques to learn, new things to try. So I've watched a couple of the last few days where it's like tools that will make it easier, and the putty like this is usually on that list of some sort, along with some sort of painting handle. So all right, I'm a little nervous about this guy. I'm not gonna lie, he is super tiny. It's a fairy, or it's a pixie is what it's supposed to be, but I'm using it as a fairy for Connor's character in our D&D campaign. He plays a fairy monk named Jones. And I have been trying to find like a fairy miniature, and I just haven't found one that I liked, So I was at one of the local game stores, and I saw those pixies, and I'm like, it'll work. He's, normally small, not tiny, but he can go tiny. And I figured, yeah, it'll work. It's a lot better than the miniature I've been using as a proxy, which is just this huge thing from Mage Knight. If you remember Mage Knight back in the day. I don't even know. Maybe Mage Knight still exists. I don't think so, though. If you know, let me know. That'd be cool. So there's that. Then, all right, this guy, Gnome Artificer, for another character in the campaign. Again, tiny. And our last entrance here is a Kobold. He's not a great miniature for the character. I'm not gonna lie. The Kobold's supposed to be a cleric. He's a Kobold cleric. He wears like banded mail or chainmail or something. I don't remember. Might even be scale mail. But it is almost impossible, or I'm gonna go say it's impossible to find a Kobold, using a mace and or wearing armor. You look for like Kobold cleric and you get more like a witch doctor kind of vibe to it. So this guy is going to act as the proxy for the Kobold cleric in my campaign, at least until I can find something better. Let me get this a little more and put these in here. Save it. But that's what we're gonna try to paint these guys tonight. Like I said, it's gonna be a little quick and dirty. We're gonna use some contrast paints, speed paints to try to make them functional. I want them to be nice. I don't want them to be crappy. But at the same point, I don't want to spend 3 hours on one of them like I tend to do. Last time I did characters for my D&D campaign, when I did them, they were I think I did 3 hours to do 2 of them, which not bad. But I probably could have trimmed that down. But we're gonna give these guys a go here and see what we can do. I'm gonna start out with the fairy, mostly because, well, first he's the smallest, and second, not like that. He's the smallest, and we should be able to go through him pretty easy. There's also 3 not exactly like him. They're not all exactly the same, but close enough, So if I accidentally foobar this one beyond all recognition, I have backup options to work with. So let's see how we do here. I also got something else I want to try, but it's not going to be this week. I got a new paint, something I haven't tried before. It's this guy here. It's Mecha. It's the weathering. It's rust texture, matte rust texture. I've never tried rust. I know that sounds ridiculous and maybe even a little silly, but usually with my mechs, I've done either more like parade colors or out in the field sort of stuff, but not really like, oh, this is a dude from out in the periphery whose shit is falling apart and he's got some rust on him. I don't do like Space Marines or any of the Warhammer vehicles, so stuff like that. I don't do those big things normally. So I want to try it. I'm gonna pick out a mech and go like, what, this dude's gonna be my go-to here for old beat up mech, and we'll try it out just to play with it some, and then maybe I was honestly thinking that Marauder might be a good candidate for. Oh, there's a little blockage there. I don't want to make a big sploosh. Hit sploosh. All right. If you're a fan of Pam, you get it. You understand. Don't really need a lot because I'm doing teeny tiny little guys here. So yeah, that's the key here. All right. Let's get this over here. For tasty beverages tonight, I got myself a plethora of options. I'm finishing off a Waterloo sparkling water, and I mean finishing it off. And I've got another flavor as backup just in case. I've got my chocolate lava cake stout here. And then my wife and Connor, my younger son, went to Nashville, and so they bought me like a sampler pack of bourbon. So tonight I am trying Far Better's Speak Softly Cinnamon, a bourbon whiskey with natural flavors. 80 proof, bottled in Tennessee. So yum. And then as a reward, if I feel I've earned it with some of this stuff and making good progress and staying on task, another sampler from a friend of mine. And this is Bardstown Discovery Series. Oh, holy sweet baby Jesus! I think I grabbed the wrong one because this one is 114 proof, and that's a Saturday. I got to work in the morning. I don't want to do 114 after doing all the other things. But we'll see. Maybe I deserve it. Maybe I earn it tonight. So. Hey, Tay-Tay, how you doing? Hope you're having a good night. All right, I need my less than awesome brushes. A hydrate. All right. All right, to be fair, that feels like cheating because there was like a good amount there, but it was like the end of the can. So we'll see. Next hydrate will be something with alcohol in it. All right, so obviously drink up, boy. So we're gonna have to put the goggles on for these little guys because holy crap, that is a tiny little, and you can see here relative, you're talking like a half inch, less than a half inch wide, and probably less than a half inch tall. He's itty bitty. So let's see what we got here. I gotta have at least one decent paintbrush in here. You know what? I'm not even gonna fuss around with it. I'm gonna use one of my decent brushes. A little older, probably closing in on, ooh, goggles, yeah. Probably closing in on the end of its life. But we're gonna try it here. Decent brush. I usually don't use like the really good brushes on speed paints, contrast paints, because that's just never a good idea. So this little dude, in looking at him, has like a shirt on. It looks like some sandals of some sort. But honestly, it's small enough you can probably get away with not even saying he has sandals, other than you don't get toes. So we're gonna just say sandals. But we're gonna go with this brownish shirt idea here, because Jonesy normally does not wear clothes. He only puts clothes on to when he's in civilization because he doesn't want to get hassled and thrown into jail for any sort of indecency. But when they go delving in the dungeon, he is butt naked. The only thing protecting his modesty is a swirl of leaves that he keeps in place with one of his fairy abilities. And the moment they get into combat, he stops using that ability because it requires concentration. So he drops it so that he can do other things and focus his efforts. So, needless to say, the leaves fall away, and Jonesy spends his time, and his name's Jones, not Jonesy, but I call him Jonesy. Jones spends the fight pretty much naked, which is hilarious. And 2 sessions ago, Jones played his badass card. He took on 2 frost giants by himself, while the rest of the party focused on a different group of frost giants. So I picture Jones in there, butt naked, fighting against a pair of frost giants, and that just slays me. So I I just love the fun of it. So Connor likes to play unusual things and things he thinks would be, first off just different, something you don't normally play, which I'm all for. But he also likes to play like weird builds. So like doing uh, a fairy monk. So it's definitely an interesting challenge there. But he does it well. He has fun with it. For the one shot, he is putting together I can't think of the name of the race offhand, but it's the hippo, the Goths, I want to say, from Spelljammer. So he's playing a hippo person rogue, which, as you can imagine, um, may end up presenting a few challenges. Being a rogue who's the size of a hippo person, not tiny. And he's leaning into the trope because of his race and things like that. He got certain stat bonuses and things like that, which he's like, well, I just have these. So he's leaning strongly. He's got decent dex, so he can use his thief skill set, pretty well. But he's lousy. He's got not. Basically, he's doing the whole. He's got no stealth. I'm thinking wrong, but he didn't have stealth for whatever reason. He had poor stealth stats, so maybe he didn't have a decent dex. I think he had a decent charisma, is what it ended up being. But ultimately, his intention is he's going to, pull the classic gag of, the, not having the good dex, but you have the good strength and everything like that. So when somebody spots you on a stealth check and you just yell at them and to go for intimidation, is you don't see me. I thought that was it's not bad for the brown. All right, let's see. While we're in the brown here, let's see if there's anybody else. Figure this is going to be the key to keeping my decent brush decent while using the speed paints is washing frequently. But see what we got here. This guy, he's got some sort of armor going, so I'm going to kind of lean into that a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell. He might be just shirtless except for like a... I think that might... He's got something, obviously something up on his shoulders, right? It's kind of hard to see, but there's something up there. So I'm going to lean into it and say that's some chainmail kind of thing going on. And then he wears the loincloth over here just because he can. Maybe he goes naked legs, like Jones. Keeps his parts open, feeling the breeze. And that way we can show off more color. Oh. Was moving, she was right there with it, and she was. There's your serenade start for the night. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna lean into the whole, he's got like a chain top or metal top of some sort. There's no real chain, but fits snug, so I'm assuming some sort of chain mail. Day. Oh, gotta get the other side. That's not gonna be easy. Trying to get the backside of the loincloth here is going to prove a bit challenging. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Today, doing it, that's okay. Little hairy shape in there. All right. That's about as good as I'm going to get. Not a lot of leather otherwise, so we'll let it go with that and let him dry some. Need a drink. So we're going to try the far better Speak Softly Cinnamon bourbon. It's only a 80 proof, but you know, that's sipping. Woo! It's got flavor. Tasty though. So, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. All right. I do not remember offhand what our artificer wears. Reasonably sure he's got a decent armor class if I recall, but this guy doesn't have armor, so he's just got kind of the clothes thing going on. So we're gonna lay into it. We're gonna just do, there's some leather pouches and stuff like here, so we're just gonna kind of start there. Don't know when it'll be together then. Good time then. I like this dude. He's got kind of a hoodie going. And I love my hoodies. Oh, hey, Tay Tay. Hey, thank you for renewing the subscription. Thank you. 24 months, 2 years. It's crazy. That is nuts. It's awesome. You are right up there as one of my longest subscriptions. I think the only person who maybe beats you out is Dave, because I think he's I think he's up to like 26 months. I think he's got a couple, a couple month head start on you. But still, that's awesome. 2 years. That is very cool. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, I believe in how. Asking me will my love grow? I don't know. I don't know. If around there it may show. I don't know. I don't know. Damn cat knocking stuff over. Don't even think about it. So I'm gonna jump up on your lap. I'm like, no, 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 kitty. She moves. All I have to do is think of her. It's a rule in my life. If you get me near the Beatles, I will sing. You want spontaneous singing? Throw on some Beatles. It'll happen. Do, 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 do. Oof. I used to sing a lot. I mean, I still do, but just in the privacy of my car now. I used to go to karaoke and sing all the time. It was like, that was my thing to do, Friday or Saturday night, depending. Got karaoke my butt off. Have some fun, drink some beers, make some friends. That's what I'm talking about. He's got other gloves on too, by the looks of it, so we could do that too, and always tweak the color later if we need to. Well, actually, he's only got... Does he got a glove on this hand? Nope, he's only got a glove on one hand. Nope, he doesn't have a glove. Never mind. It's not a glove. It's just like bracelets or something. Well, there went that. No gloves. And we're not going to do his shoes in the leather either, because I feel like those need to get a little color to them. Yeah, we'll get this. He's like me. He's got goggles. But his goggles have a full headband. Who we are. Now I'm gonna have a little fun with this guy. The guy who plays him in the campaign, the character's name is Grim. Grim. It's actually a much longer name as one would want with a proper gnome, but to keep it easy, everybody just calls him Grim, which is great. I love it. But the player for Grim is a guy named Austin. And Austin has red hair. So we're going to make this gnome a bit of a ginger. Because we can. We get him nice and pale. But he's going to be a ginger to be sure. He is probably going to be the hardest one to paint in the bunch. Because he's got like... Whoa, don't fall. It's a little bottle. I probably should not use that one generally. So we're going to make him... He's going to be a ginger. So we're going to have to figure out... I'm thinking some blues or greens for his clothing. That way the reddish kind of sets it off. Now, the fairy for the most part is almost done already. I mean, realistically, you're talking skin, spear, hair, wings. Boom, done. And I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. You know, being simple is good. Now, but that means is I can spend a little extra time on his wings, because the wings I want to look good, and I think I'm going to go with a green for the wings. I have a couple color options I could go with. Ooh, I could use some of that too. But do I want to? No, not on this. Not on this, because the wing I have come on, drop. I have a iridescent paint that you can just paint over like black or other dark colors, and it makes it, you know, get that sheen when you turn it. But I'd have to ruin the translucence to make it work on this guy, so I don't want to do that. So we're gonna stay with my original thought. I have decided I'm not going to do any shoes on Jones here. He's just naked from the waist down, because he's tiny and I find that funnier. And and quite frankly, I think Connor will appreciate it, because he loves playing up on the fact that he's always naked. Good girl, crazy about Elvis, those horses, boyfriend too. Tom Petty's another one I'd probably sing at, especially a certain period of Tom Petty. And certainly anything on the greatest hits, to be honest. The yard, fat boy, don't even miss her. Just gonna pull a little excess off there. Ray. Free falling. All right. Now, Folo, our Kobold cleric, normally he uses a steel shield, but this particular guy has a wooden shield, so we're gonna give him a wooden shield, make it look proper. Maybe we'll add a little something to it when we're done. To make it stand out a little more, you know. He is a cleric of Takesis, a misguided cleric of Takesis, because his little kobold village grew up isolated, and over the hundreds of years, their belief in Tiamat changed. Tiamat is not the evil god of evil, you know, the chromatic dragons. No, she is a kind and benevolent deity. And so it's made him a lot of fun as far as the group goes, because you know, obviously the rest of the party kind of knows, I don't think that's Takesis. So some of the characters are just like, just leave him be. Don't mess with it. Whatever's happening, he's getting his spells. So, and he's healing us. So don't mess with his faith. No good comes from it. And then there are other party members who are just kind of like, we should mess with this. You know, leaving hints or stuff like that. So it's been a lot of fun. I will say, Folo had himself a bit of a crisis of faith, to where he got a vision when he died. You know, before he was brought back, he had a vision of his deity, his precious Tiamat, and she was evil and angry at him, and so he definitely had that, like I said, crisis of faith. You know, it was like, oh my God, is that who I'm actually worshiping? You know, have I been wrong all these years? You know, and of course we turned that into a cool role-playing experience and stuff like that. And right now his faith is pretty well restored, but he's still kind of got some questions, you know, like, all right, I believe in the Tiamat I know and love, but why does everybody else think of her a different way, and how does he reconcile that, you know? So it's been a lot of fun. So I bring that all up because maybe I can freehand a little dragon on here. It won't be great because I am no artist. Cat, if you jump on my lap. So yeah, we'll see what we can do here. Speaking of not being an artist, so last week I was streaming some writing, streaming, and one of the people who popped in mentioned that Michaels had their canvases 70% off. 70% is huge. I mean, it's a hop, skip, and a jump away from being free. So I was like, you know what? If I get my book stuff done, I am going to partake in that sale, get myself a canvas, and I am going to try to paint. And I was thinking I might do it on stream. It's going to kind of depend if I can get things set up to do it. And I don't know if I'll do it like on a Monday night like this, or I'll try it on a Tuesday, or if I'll just do it on a Saturday. I could maybe try it this Sunday even, because my wife is going to be out of the house with some friends. It'd be a good opportunity. I can set up and try it out. I like it. It's something I've kind of wanted to try for a while, you know, but I've always been too nervous, right? I love me some Bob Ross. You know, Bob Ross is the man. You know, I can watch his old episodes all the time. You know, they're just fun for me. He's so positive. It's so hard to find that level of genuine positiveness. And so I love it. And that's why, you know, when I announced I'm starting streaming on Painting Night, you get the let's make some happy little accidents, because that was the kind of dude he was. You know, you didn't screw up. Yeah, we just made a happy little accident, which is a great way to look at things. You know, go at it and say, you know what, I didn't make a mistake. Did I do that on purpose? No. But you know what? It's okay, because I can turn this into something else, or I can work with this. And I've done that a lot with some of my miniatures, where I've done something and I'm like, oh shit, that didn't work. It doesn't look the way I wanted it to. Oh God. And I, you know, just remember what my Bob Ross says and turn that into something positive. Not always easy, especially when you're frustrated with something, but it's a good philosophy to try to work with. All right. Photo shield's pretty good. I'm going to put some more brown. I'm going to do the cross pieces. I think I have a different brown I can use for the cross pieces, so that it's not just this big giant uniform blah, you know. All right. Gnome Artificer. No need for really the dark brown. He's got like a wand thing, but I'm going to go with a metal for that, because Artificer, right? All right, let's get some skin tone here going. Now this may be a little challenging because I don't particularly like the skin tone. Assuming I can even find the damn stuff. Red, geez. There's purples, blues, like every freaking color except for the damn skin tone. Oh, that's obnoxious. Bone, sand. I swear I had one. Oh wait, there he is. Ha! It's a little darker than I want, but I think I'm gonna try it. I'll try it anyways. Ooh, plug in. Come on. Oh, damn it. Cat unplug things. Because cat. There we go. So we're gonna see it. So speaking of writing stream, I actually last night finished the new ending for Murder of Wizards. So that book is pretty well done. Big thing is I've got to edit up some of the stuff, because I was in straight writing mode last night, where I was like not taking my time to edit as I was going. It was just like boom, get the words out. Because that's what you got to do if you're trying to write, you know, and you want to get that stream going. You do not want to slow down to you know, fix yourself. That's what editing is for. You want to get it going so that you can get the words down, get the story written, then go back and fix it. A lot of people get hung up on that, and I'm one of them. All right, this guy's got his own little challenges. God dang, he's just tiny. Tiny little face, and he's got facial hair and everything in the way, and you don't want to... I don't necessarily want to... hit the facial hair with the I mean, I could and then just not use. I probably won't anyways, so maybe I'll just run with that for his hair. Damn cat is hanging around. And you hear her under my desk and she's just waiting. She gets impatient. If I'm not paying enough attention, she will just straight up climb up through the front, and that usually means a claw somewhere in my thighs. It's all fun on date night, but it's not so fun when you're trying to paint. Okay, you know what? We are going to just kind of go with this. We'll come back with we'll clean up the beard and stuff here. No, go away. The whole thing is she's really here harassing me because she wants to go outside. And she knows if she annoys me enough, I'll get up and be like, what do you want? And then she'll run over to the door and be like, I want to go outside. But I'm busy doing this. If it was work, fine. But while I'm trying to paint, oh no, you're going to have to wait, kitty cat. Name is Noelle. I like a dream about her. She rings my bell. And kids in tube socks. To know who I am. She doesn't give a damn about me. Teenage dirtbag baby. Teenage dirtbag baby. All right, that actually looks pretty good on the face. It's a little darker than I want, but I think all things said and done, it's pretty decent. So let's get the dude's hands and forearms here. Then we'll move on to Jonesy. Dick, it's a gun to school and he'd simply kick. As if he knew the truth, he drives in my block. He drives in Iraq. Tiny. So tiny. Ooh. Bag. No, she doesn't know what she's missing. Like night and I am lonely, lo and behold. Looking over to me, leaves me fake. My lip starts to shake. How does she know who I am? Why does she give a damn about me? Iron Maiden, baby. Come with me Friday, don't say maybe. Back, baby, like you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh yeah. Yep, no more skin showing. All right, I think we're pretty good there. She does know what she's missing. Yeah. Wow, wow. In hindsight, I'm thinking maybe the brown wasn't the right choice, but that's what he wanted, so some fancy leather armor, or not leather armor, but some fancy clothes that they found. Okay. Things are pretty well good there, so take a little more off there. Gonna do teeny tiny little hands. I might come back over the brown with a little bit of green detail or something to make it stand out a little better. Some green on the sleeves or something. See where we're at time-wise when we get to that point, right? Oops, sorry, bumped it with my goggles. Bah. And the face. All right. Like I said, he's going to need a little more just because that shows up really. It doesn't look a whole lot different than the brown. But it's good for the moment. Right. We're going to follow a little more love here. He's got kind of red features. Now, I don't have... We're going to go slaughter red. It's a little darker. I think it'll work best in this case. so right. All right, make sure our red is nice and mixed up. That. 3 drop. It's probably more than I need, but we'll go with it. I could probably go with a bigger brush here because, you know, got a little bit bigger area to deal with. Ooh, that's red. Worst kind of way. Now he's got some. He's got something around his ankles, so we'll make sure to stay clear of those. You gotta stay. Paya. A little too much on that brush. Hey, I won't pay ya. Might have to take a brief break after red here just because my freaking hands are starting to hurt. Stop. Trying to get the spot, between his legs, behind the freaking loincloth. Like, god dang. I bumped it again, didn't I? Damn it. So yesterday, I watched the new Tom Cruise Mission Impossible. The part one of the finale, right? The final movie. That's what they love to do. It's the final movie. Just kidding. We're doing 2 movies because this story is so huge. We have to tell it in 2 parts. And I'll tell you this, I like the Mission Impossible movies. I mean, they're ridiculous, just like, and they should be. The stunts are cool, the effects are neat, the story is good, usually. Lots of tension and everything. So I enjoy it. But I'll be honest, this one, I had a problem with it. And that problem was pacing. All right. Now, a Tom Cruise Mission Impossible has to have the special effects, the action sequences and stuff like that, right? I mean, that's just a given. It's going to be there. So really the first big action sequence, I mean, there's a few things, but the first really big one, they do a car chase. Now the premise on the car chase, and I'm sorry, I guess spoilers, but the premise on the car chase is that Tom Cruise and Haley Atwell are handcuffed together, and they're in this car, and they're handcuffed in the wrong direction. Like, Tom Cruise's hand, his left hand is tied to her right, but he wants to drive, So you can only kind of do it one-handed, but it's, it's a stick, so you can't shift. So I mean, it's an interesting premise, right? It made for some fun things to do with it and all that. But oh my God, did that car chase go too long? I don't know how long. I didn't bother to like time it or anything. But seriously, you probably could have taken that car chase, cut it in half, you know. And it's a complex car chase. There's like he's running and there's two other people trying to get him, plus the police, chasing them and stuff. And I get that. It's a big complex thing. Okay. But it just went on and on. I found myself by at a certain point just going, oh my God, why isn't this over yet? And then, I get it. You want to have it. But then they do another sequence later. And as is common in all Mission Impossible movies with Tom Cruise, there's a scene where he's running, and running fast. Now, whether he's trying to get away or get to, in this case, doesn't matter. In this case, he's trying to get to. But the point is, they go between him and then the things that he's trying to get to, right? Which is a big important scene to the movie. But yet they kept flipping back to him. And it's great. You want to see where he's going. He's the star. He's supposed to be the ones in the shots and everything like that. But oh my God, they could have just not shown him running, right? Show him start running. He's running. He's far away. He's trying to get there. And then, have the big sequence, the important storyline piece. And have him show up at the end. When the thing has happened. Because, you don't need to watch him just running through alleys and stuff for that long. That's bad editing, as far as I'm concerned. And you're getting a movie gripe now. I'm going to give it to you here. One of the things that's kind of become a common trend, especially when it comes to action movies, right, is making them long. Like, you can't make a short action film, a short blockbuster, because the expectations are going to be huge. You look at like the Avengers movies, having 2.5 hours of runtime, and that trend just keeps on going, right? Everybody's like, oh, we gotta get that long movie, that and it's important because we can show more action in a long one. We can, which, oh, sweet baby Jesus, you don't need to always show more action. Sometimes it's okay to just say, you know what, things have happened. You don't have to. It's contrary to popular belief. Most action sequences in movies, especially action films, are not as necessary as people think they are. I mean, I get it. It's the spectacle, so you got to kind of lean into it a little bit. But shit. Fortunately, that brown is not going to show that red, really. If it does, that's okay, because I'm not going to sweat it. But anyways, as I'm saying, you don't have to do that. If it's not pertinent to the story, You don't need it. You don't even necessarily need all the details. You know, you can just kind of run with shit. Oh my god. My dragon, naturally speaking, turned on. Stop it. I must have said something that triggered it. Because it's all like, started copying my rant about movies. Alright, that's a good amount for the Kobold. He's looking pretty sick. Alright, I'm going to use this same red here on our gnome. And obviously this is just first touch. We're going to soften it up because he's not going to have this kind of bright, right? He's not, I mean, it'd be one thing if that was like, oh yeah, he has like painted hair, you know, he goes and gets it dyed a bright red because, you know, that's what he likes. You know, the whole point is me just making him a ginger, right? And I have played with different attempts to make redheads, and it never quite hits the way I want it to. The bad times. But we're going to start with that red base, because from there you have that dark color underneath. You can bring it up a little bit, a little orange, a little yellow, depending on how red you want it, right? We're gonna have the beard and mustache and eyebrows match. So you gotta get it in there. Don't. A little extra white in there. I just want to just knock it out because I don't think. I mean, all right, this is gonna be chance. I got a little hook here. I'll make sure there's very little paint on here because we got eyebrows. All right, that looks pretty good actually. Part of me wants to leave it that red, but I'm not going to. We're gonna throw some orange on there. Oh, all right. There's no need for red on the fairy because I'm not making him a redhead, and I'm not doing his wings in red. Could put a little blood on the tip of the spear maybe, but all right. quick break. Because, oi! Put him out here. Lay him down. Can you see him? He's so tiny! They're all so tiny. I don't... Oh my god. I mean, how often do I paint itty bitties like this? Not very often. I tend to like bigger, chunkier things. My shirt is all stretched out, and it's driving me crazy. Alright, where's my stuff? I'm gonna take another quick drink here. Oof. Oh, nice. Dum, 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 dum. All right. A friend of mine just finished reading my first book, and I'm excited about that. I want to see what they say. What they say. All right. Let's see. I think the fingers. Da, 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 da. Not sure what that is, but okay. Doink. And positive. Woohoo! She liked it. I am always in favor of my books being liked. Speaking of which, if you want to pick up one of my books, you can get them on Amazon. Easy. A few of them are also available in like Smashwords. Apple Books, I think, are still available, and I can't think of the name of what it is, but it's the Barnes and Noble version of the Kindle. But yeah, so it's a great way to support the stream, by the way. All right. All right, we're gonna give real quick. As soon as I can find it. Not that color. We're gonna use. Oh, this is the problem though. I don't want to go brown to brown to brown. Connor didn't tell me what color he wants his character's hair, so we're gonna just we need a yellow. I think we're gonna make him kind of blondish. Zealot yellow. So yeah. And I think it was a good sign. She's asking which one she needs to read next. So woohoo! I'm calling this a victory day. little bit of yellow here. Ooh, that could have been bad. I hate that with like the speed paints and stuff like that, they don't always look right when you pull them out, you know? This is supposed to be yellow. That is a, you can say, burp. That is orange. That is orange, but it's yellow. Drives me crazy. We're going to make Jones a bit blonde because we can. So I think, yeah, we're good. I think that's going to work for the hair. It stands out enough to not be confused. I think a brown or even a light brown would have just one more thing to blend into the mess that is the rest of this character's design. I think what I'm gonna do, instead of adding the green to trim, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take like a normal paint and lighten up his skin. Just really lightly, you know, like almost a dry brush over it. Do I need yellow on anything else here? Good reason. No. All right. Hold on. All right. Gotta make sure get that right. Okay, so I'm not sure what colors I want to go with. One of the green. My instinct says blue because it'll work with better with that orange. I'll do the magic blue. It's a little lighter, and we need a second clothing color there, so we'll either go with the darker blue, or something else entirely. Sorry, Beatles came on again. So, she only lays one night stands. Tried to please her. She only plays one night stands. Was day tripper, Sunday driver, yeah. Oh, to find out, I found out. So the only real question here is, blue is the overcoat or the under? I think we're going to go with the under because we'll go with something darker for the... Something darker for the overcoat. Whether it's a darker blue or something else, I don't know yet. But Oh, that's not what I want. Nah, you know what? We'll run with it. Because that looks like it's all one. All right. Oh shit! I missed a whole section of the dude's hair. Of course. I think my wife just went upstairs and the dog is wanting out. As you are. Hey, Appa. Yeah, Mama left you, so you're stuck here with me. Okay. I'm digging the blue on the underside. So the big question. Oh, hey, Neil Calder, how you doing? You hope you're doing good. Planning out my Sylvaneth army for Age of Sigmar right now. I love tree people. Nice. Can't go wrong with some tree people. Doing well, though. Doing well, thank you. Tonight, I am all about painting little people. I've got us a gnome, a kobold, and a fairy. Bad start to a joke. Kobold, a gnome, and a fairy walk into a bar. The bartender never sees them. All right. All right. We're gonna start with a metallic here. Chance to steal. The question is which one. I think we're gonna start with polished silver. We're gonna put the bright on the old kobold's armor there. And this is where, like I said earlier, I watched a lot of the YouTube stuff, and people are like, "Oh, here's how to deal with this." And one of the things they recommend is like using poppets, the popping fidget toys for this sort of, for using speed paints and contrast paints and stuff like that, because first off, you get a whole bunch of spots to put it, and second, because it comes off really easy because the paint won't stick to the silicone. So I'm going to steal one of my daughters because she used to collect those like crazy, and she really hasn't in a long time. So, and I say steal, meaning I asked her for one. She just hasn't given it to me yet. And I haven't pushed it. So that's the plan. I'm going to get one. So I don't have to use these hard palette things I've got for speed paints, because they're just not enough holes. Ah, dog. Yeah, they warn you when you're getting a Great Dane. They're like, oh, the dog's gonna bump into everything, and you think you're ready. You're not. He just lays down. He just casually gets up, like, oh, I want to go stretch my legs. Boom. It's my table inside here. And see, there he is. He's wanting me to take him out. I might have to take a very quick break here in a minute to go help the poor doggy go outside. As soon as I'm... Ah. I'm going to take this up a little higher here. Got like a vambrace on. All right, I'm going to have to stop as much as I don't want to here. He is getting impatient, so That means I'm going to go over there, let him out, and then hang out for a minute. So I'm going to flip the old be right back. Yo, hope you're doing good. Oh, yeah. All right. Give me a sec here, and I will be right back. That's Well, hell's bells. Took a break to put the dog out. I forgot to put the mic back down. Damn it. Rookie mistake. Like a solo. How you doing, Togod? Hope you're having a good evening. Alright, got the cool little magic thing going there. First snow of the year. Wow. See, that's where, like, for me, this morning, I didn't get snow. It's lucky if we get snow at all. But this morning's excitement was that there was frost on my windshield. That's about as close as it gets to where, oh, it's wintertime. I get a little frost on my shield. Now I can get serious frost and ice at certain points, but this is the big signal, right? I'm starting to pile up on the roads, so I should make... Oh, great. So you're not talking like, oh, there's a little bit of snow. You're talking like, oh, we got hammered. Or, you know, as hammered as anybody gets for their first snow, but... Whoa. Do I trust that? I don't know. 6 to 8 inches. Holy crap. That's a good amount of snow. Oh. That is, I think, more than my area has gotten in like the last 3 snowstorms together. That's not true. I think one of them was pretty good, but I do love this. This is one of this copper is probably my favorite color I got out of the speed paint metallics. It's just good. There you go. Crown. No one around. Cool, yeah. Can't wait to see it. I'll enjoy snow by proxy this year. Brown king, nothing. I really just am struggling with, I don't know. I think I'm gonna stick with white. I don't normally like white really, but it's either gonna be that or a oh wait. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get a little nuts here. I did have a different blue. It doesn't do me any good, but a couple of different blues actually. We're gonna take I got a plan. Not a great plan, but it's a plan. Oh no! Oh no! I want it now. I'm gonna just wipe our yellow right out of here because we don't want it. because I'm going to need something to actually put it in. Just gas. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the holy white, because I want white. I want it whitish. I think it's going to look good, but I hate when you're doing white contrast paints like that. It's like, oh, here's your gray. It's like gray. Then you got to kind of go over it again. I don't want to do that. I mean, I will. Don't get me wrong. But what we're going to do is to give it just a little something different. We're going to give it just the tiniest little dot. Come on, little dot of blue ink. All right, I need something to mix it with, something that I won't regret mixing it with. Try this here, because I don't want it to be blue. Wow, that's gonna be blue. I want it to be light. Yeah, that's lighter. That's quite a bit lighter. And we should still get. That actually is gonna work, I think, nicely. And it's a little. I was wanting to go a little lighter, but I think that actually is going to be pretty good. This man on the phone. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's try this. We're experimenting. Everything to her. I like that. It's like it's got the kind of the consistency of the speed paints and stuff. It's definitely diving into the resources, but it's got a little more of that blue to it. The heavier pigment there. Sound. Shit. I definitely need to change that, move it up higher again. I like it down here, but it just does not like me. You don't know. You don't know. It looks good. And I do still like the the red as it is. A little more red than I think I usually would intend, but it just looks good with the blue. So you can use, say, restream.io and stream to Facebook or YouTube at the same time. Technically, yes. But you can now stream from multiplier. Oh, really? Oh, with the new changes? I did not see that. Ooh, new changes. That's kind of cool. I don't know if you do. I mean, I can do that through like Stream Elements even. I think you can do it. So it does it both. So I don't know that they let you though, because I think you can do it if you're not a partner and not an affiliate. I think once you hit either of those tiers, I think you're kind of in the nope, you're not allowed anymore because of the money aspects to both of them. If we could, that'd be great. I mean, I would definitely go about the effort of setting that up. I let my wet palette dry out a little too much because I wasn't using it. I put a brand new sheet down today, so it hasn't gotten soaked through enough to know what it's supposed to do. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so for this, see, I know like as an affiliate, I can take my streams and take a copy of them and put them on YouTube if I wanted. I generally haven't gone there because, quite frankly, I don't know that it's worth it yet. I think you still need to restream even the stream elements. I don't know because I know you can sign into one. I don't know if it'll carry. I know you can sign into both, but I'm not sure. Okay. This is way lighter than I thought it would be on its own, but I think it'll still work out okay. I want it to be pretty see-through anyways, just kind of a little fairy-like. We'll add a little extra though to it. A little heavier handed, that way it fills in there a little better. Gives it a little more color. And get both sides, that'll darken it up even more. Put both keystreams into restream, get both running. Oh, I guess that would make sense. I'll do some looking into that tomorrow and see, because why not, right? If you can do both. I don't know how that would. I think the problem. I think you could probably do that. Well, not being familiar with Restream, I guess the big question would be like, I imagine it would be a pain in the ass trying to keep up with chat in two different locations unless it combines them somehow, which I have a hard time imagining. All right. I'm happy with the wings. Still pretty translucent, but they use this me. That'd be the last time. Just giving it an extra little dose here because I really want it to be green. To be that kind of fluorescent green. Just wanna be with you. All right, so I'm good with that. I need blue back. I want pallid bone. Yeah, I said, I'll look into it because, you know, might be worth exploring a little bit. Right, fairy, get back there. Going back to the kobold here. I like this pallid bone is great for, I mean, it's also good for bone, but it's also good for like linen wraps and stuff like that. If you want to do something like that. Alternatively, you can use skeleton horde from Citadel. But I think this one is a little lighter. So I think it works better for like linens as opposed to like I like skeleton horde for bones. If there were some skulls lying around, darn right that's what I'd be using, but and a little bit of this on the handle for the sword. Refuse. I used to be monetized on YouTube and affiliate on Twitch and had them both going until I stopped altogether. Ooh, see, I mean, not knowing, I was reasonably certain that the rules said, yeah, you're not supposed to do that. Which, you know, hey, if you can do it, do it. You know, I'm not gonna complain. All right, let's. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I'm gonna take a little more of this fluorescent green here for the tip of the like wand or tool or whatever this thing is. It's no difference. And the other place I was gonna put it is on the lens of the goggle here. And then I'm going to take, actually, I have a fluorescent yellow to put on the sunglasses. Just stand out. Not as overly confident. You know, it's funny for me. Like I get bugged by the spammers all the time. You know, it's like, oh, you know, sign up with our service and we'll get you more followers and viewers and I'm like, you know, that's fine. Except for you charge a ridiculous amount of money for what seems a little scammy. I'll put the goggles on. You can't see that tiny little line. But, you know, it's like I had one today was, you know, well, why wouldn't you want to do this? I'm like, because honestly, I'm not that worried about growing my viewership at the moment. You know, I've got other priorities that are taking hold, and you want to get the viewership, you got to be on a lot. And I'm only on 2 nights a week. Thin that a little bit. I want really thin some of this fluorescent yellow. Just putting a little bit of that to highlight the edge. I mean, it barely shows up, really, but that's what I want. I just want just a hint of it. You know, magical dagger and all that stuff. So just a little bit of glow on the edges there. I actually think I'm going to try Okay. I am, okay, not using that brush. Too fat. I got the teeny tiny here. We're going to try it and see if we can do. This one's got just a very fine point on it. Not enough, okay. It's like I'm just so terrified, like, oh, I touched it too much and now. I'm paranoid. And I know this is just. Yeah, it needs a little more there. As much as I'm trying to be very light and gentle with it, it's like. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Did the fluorescent yellow for the kobold's eyes. I just like yellow eyes in, like, especially draconic creatures. Okay, so all we've got left on him is his claw and the bands. And I think I'm going to do the bands in black because it'll just be a little bit darker there. I need. I'm going to put some of these away here. I'm not going to use them again. Boop. And white. And pallid bone. Because we need some skin tone. I need some skin. Okay, we're going to use this as Vallejo Mecha color. Light flesh. Why you would need light flesh for a mecha, I do not know. But it's light. And it's not contrast, so I should be able to get that little bit out of there. So I'm gonna go really almost like. Almost a dry brush over it. It's just too dark. You lose the flesh amongst the brown. Yeah, that works. That lightens it up nicely. Still got some shadow and stuff in there, but you can tell it's skin instead of just like more brown. So I'll take it. A little bit in there. Alright. I'm not going to worry the hands. The hands actually came out. Actually, we're going to give the hands a little love. What am I saying? Time is it? 11:41. We're almost done here, too. That's a good sign. I'm taking it. Plenty, oh, belly, oh, plenty, oh. And it might take a little. That is really, really too much. There we go. That looks better. Oh. Okay. So I need one last. Had it right the first time. Where is it? And yeah, we'll go with that. Runic gray. It's super dark gray. Give you what you want, but you gotta come home with me. I've got some good old love, and then I got some more in store. Oh, let's come back for more. You can't, cause mama, I'm sure the hand now you surround. Hey, little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm sure the hand now you surround. Yeah. Hey, here I am, man, on your scene. Retouch on that. I'm gonna have to throw some metal for the rivets. It's lighter than I wanted for the toes, though, the claws. I gotta do something darker there. That ain't nothing but dance and loving. Hey, little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm sure hard to handle now you surround. I need just some regular freaking white. Okay, I'll get some white. Oh, I have white up here. Okay. You're forgetting I have this like pile of colors that from last week sitting up here. Still. Not to be embarrassing, but yeah. Alright. I'm gonna try to put some eyeballs on these teeny tiny little dudes. 10 cent lemon. Hey, little thing, let me light your candle, cause mama, I'm sure the hand now is around. Okay. It's not a great look, but we can come back over it with a little bit of the flesh tone there. Alright, hunker down here, sorry. Am I on? Don't. Okay. Go. Thin out that white a little bit. Just very little bit. The hand is out of touch. Okay, just need a little. This is the stuff that kills me, where I can't let it go. So I'm just like, no. Who do you think you are? So control. I think you're crazy. I don't want to live. Okay, that mecha flesh tone gets a really transparent really quick. Holy crap. It still looks better than it did, but it really lights out. Have some red. I don't have the red. Red! I need my red back. Where is it? Not the blood red. It's the slaughter red, I think is what it was. Of course, not finding that shit anywhere now. Maybe it is the blood red. Yeah. Yeah, it must be. Alright, well. Oh, wait. Good thing is, I don't have to. Except for I squeezed way too much on there. And I mean way too much. Just a little bit of detail stuff in there. Shouldn't, but I'm going to anyways. God. Yeah. I mean, it's good enough for tomorrow, but he's going to need, or Wednesday, he's going to need a little extra love. All right. Don't stop. Did I have? There it is. Grim Black. Smallest of portions. Not because I'm going to put eyeballs on this. No. These little tiny guys, if they get any sort of pupils, it'll be with a pen. I don't like the gray as much as I thought I would, so I'm going to go over it with the black. Gives it a little more, not like full on replacing it, but just gives it a little more depth in there. Just a little bit of something, something. So I bump the thing again. Hopefully I got enough black here. I really kept it thin, not much. We're just getting some black claws on the toes. Come on, just give me a little more of that black. Just a little bit. Not quite enough. To you. Okay. I'm calling that pretty good. Not, 100%, but it's going to do for our needs tomorrow. Okay. All I need to do is the shoes on Dude, and I have a plan. Dude's getting red shoes. Very red shoes. Very red. Pure red shoes, as it turns out. I want those suckers to stand out like it's nobody's business. And then at the same time, we're going to do something just kind of fun with the red. So first, let's get the red shoes going. A bit thin. That's good. A little bit. There we go. Other shoe. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of this red here. Really a little bit of that red. And we're just going to little dot of red up there. You see like this little marking. Because it's not all the way around. I don't want to do all the way around the outsides. I just want to do a little dot. And both sides. Oh, good God. Alright, I can't do this. I just can't leave it. My fairy looks like he's wearing like a pale mask. It looks terrible. But a little something more. Tanned flesh, I think, will do. It'll break it up enough without overpowering it. Like I said, tiniest little amount here. a little bit on the brush. And wipe a little more off. That's not horrible. But I'm going to add some of that to his legs too. Because it just... That mecha flesh just really lightened it out too much. Too much. Like, I see where you could use that. You know, bring that over the top of something else. If you really want to lighten it up and keep it skin toned. But, man, that's just too much in this case. I mean, it's like almost white. And I don't mean like people white, but I mean like white. Maybe it just needs to be shaken up more or something. I don't know. But a little bit of the tanned flesh. Experiment tried and failed. Okay. Go back to... I wonder if you could combine it with something. I wonder if you could mix the two together and if it'd come out like... Good, but I think this the tanned flesh works. Dark enough for an outdoors person. Yeah, I think that works. All right, cool. So it is midnight, literally midnight. So awesome. 3 minis painted well enough to use for tomorrow. Not necessarily as anal retentively detailed in as I like, but we'll take some pictures here. I'll give kind of the broader picture and then kind of do a up close because you're gonna need that for these little bastards. We'll see what we think. Be putting them on the Discord, probably on Instagram as well for these because they're interesting. So thanks for hanging with me. I do appreciate it. Togod, great to see you as always if you're still there. So yeah, otherwise we're just gonna go ahead and call it a night, and I will catch you later.